my case. But guess what? I find out later on. Guess what? I got nothing. Everybody that wanted me to have my kids back is off of my case. They off my case. I'm like, why is they getting off my case at trial? Like, why do I have new caseworkers that I've been with for months now, 6, 7, or however long, for months now, and we at trial, and you trying to give me somebody else? They're not gonna see change in 3 weeks. Like, why would y'all do that? So I find out Imogene Dent complained that they wanted to give me my family back. So then she went in there and complained, but guess what? She has an attorney, right? Y'all remember what I said? Attorney equals power. Real attorney, not a court appointed. Money equal power, right? So she complained about them and started making up lies on them and stuff. Got everybody swiped off my case that wanted me to get my kids back. Everybody swiped off. Swiped off. Swiped off. Even though I had made those 2 mistakes, I still had time to redeem myself, is what I was told. But then they was telling me, oh, you can't. So can I redeem myself or can I not redeem myself? Which one is it? Right? Thank you. So then I'm just like begging them, me and my mom, like, you know, what are y'all gonna do? Like, are y'all gonna try to take the baby when we had the baby? Like, what's going on? They just over here, I don't know. Whole time they knew they was gonna take the baby immediately. They just kept telling me they didn't know. We don't know. But then it got exposed by Imogene Dent that they been knew all of this stuff, so they had lied to me. So I cussed the lady out. I did, and I don't give a fuck. And I'll do it again if I had to. Right? Because you're lying about my kids. That's something sensitive, period. And I've been respectful this whole time. And whole time you've been playing both sides with me and Imogene Dent. Talking shit. You feel me? And telling her stuff that I was complaining about in a messy way to make it worse between me and Imogene. So we went to the meeting. I did apologize because I'm a bigger person. I said I was wrong for, you know, bringing the stuff to the internet. But at the end of the day, Imogene put the stuff on the internet first. How did she do that? Y'all were messaging me. I don't even watch her. Y'all were messaging me saying, oh, your child is calling her mama and her husband daddy on TikTok. So guess what I said? Oh no. She don't need to be calling y'all parents, because y'all not her parents. And she at an age where she know better. She know y'all not her parents. And she not voluntarily doing that. You're trying to get views on social media. You're using me, bitch. And she was using me for a while to get clout. Because most of y'all, I told y'all to go over there to her. So anyways, and she's boring. So that's why y'all wasn't watching her on live. Now y'all watch her on live, I guess, apparently. But beforehand, she's boring as hell. Have nothing to talk about. Very boring. That's why y'all wasn't watching her. Anyways, so then she complained, got everybody off or whatever. Then I find out later on she wrote a statement about me, and I read y'all the statement. She said I ain't never had my kids more than a week, that I was sleeping with multiple men, with my child being in the bed and all that other stuff. I'm just like, this shit is a motherfucking lie. Let her name these men then that I was messing with. Cause bitch, I've been messing with the same men for what, 10 years now. The same 3. 10 years. My baby daddy, which is my daughter's dad. Right? Baldy. Y'all know I done told y'all a story about Baldy. I was messing with him for 2 years. Or a year. And my baby daddy. Which I was on with my baby daddy off and on for 8 years. So bitch, what multiple men are you talking about? You're lying. She been TT all her life, then all of a sudden she's mommy. Exactly. If y'all go look on my Facebook page, y'all will see the lies she say TT. Hey TT baby. Hey, TT baby, I love you, TT baby. I want to come to your house, TT baby. But this bitch lied to the courts and said I ain't never had my kids for more than a week. That my daughter has lived with her since she's been born, which that's a motherfucking lie. What happened was me and my mama was getting to it. My mama said I had to leave. She said my daughter can stay. I said no, my daughter ain't going to stay in here, and I'm not living here. I ain't gonna lie, I was a defiant child. I was very disrespectful to my parents, and I shouldn't have been disrespectful to them. And so, you know, I didn't want to own up to it at the time or whatever, being disrespectful to my mom, because I didn't like how she was yelling at me, like, you know. So I just was like, you know, kind of went off or whatever. I was being lazy at the time, whatever, anyways, because I was depressed. So then she, you know, this was years before all this happened. She'd tell me I gotta, you know, leave the house or whatever like that. And I was like, I don't care. So at that time, I ain't really had nowhere to go. Jean said, hey, if you don't let my TT baby come to my house, I'm gonna call DHS on you. I'm gonna tell them that you ain't got nowhere to go and all this other stuff. I said, bitch, fuck you. Boop. Bitch, bye. Boop. Bitch, stop calling my motherfucking phone. Like, you just said you was gonna call DHS on me. Like, you're a weirdo, bitch. Like, boop, bye. Bye, get on my line. So then she got mad or whatever like that. Then later on, oh wait, let me step back. Me and my mom kicked me out or whatever, and she said my daughter could stay. I mean, no, I was pregnant at the time. So anyways, I ended up staying with Jean at the time because I didn't want to be around my mama. Cause I just didn't, you know. I just wanted to. I just feel like I spent too much time with my mom and stuff. So Jean took me under her wing, her and Josh, and I could still go back to my mama though, cause I was going back to my mama's house still. I was pregnant with my first child, obviously Brielle. So my mom would call or whatever, say I can come back on the weekends. With the woo, or I'll come on a weekday sometimes. Anyways, long story short, I was in the hospital. I had Brielle. I ended up, like, the first week, I believe, or the first 2 weeks, I stayed at Jean's house after I had Brielle. After that, my mama was like, she not finna live with you. I was still a minor at the time. I was only 16 years old. She said, she not finna live with you. She need to come back home and take care of my grandbaby. You feel me? Like, I need to make sure my grandbaby good and stuff. So guess what? I went back to my mother's house, and I have been living with my mom off and on from the age of, because I had Brielle at 16 up until the age of 22. So I don't know what this bitch talk about. We basically always live with my mama, really. So anyways, she told them that she always lived with her. Bitch, no, she didn't. She used to visit you sometimes in Burley. Bitch, you were a bad auntie. Your ass barely even fucking got my child and stuff. And yes, she got pictures and videos, but bitch, when she was a baby, she was getting Brielle and stuff, you know. But I would be there. I would be there. I would spend the night. So that's why she got so many baby pictures and stuff, because I would spend the night over there. And I got videos that I was there, and I was helping watch her son all the time. So if I was a bad mom, why would you let me watch your son before I even had kids? And even when I had kids, why would I be babysitting your son all the time? You're a motherfucking lie, bitch. I was the best, period. And I used to, my old pastor or whatever, I used to be over the youth. At the age of 16, I was over the youth. I was watching babies. I was watching middle schoolers. At the time, I was in high school. I was over people in high school, just in 9th grade, bro. 9th grade. So I've always been really good with kids and stuff, and just in general, you know. I've always been a leader, never a follower. You can never say that about me. I'm never following no wave, no trend, no nothing. But I am the trendsetter. But anyways, so she I don't even know where I was just at. Like, it's just so much, like, it's so much in my head right now. I'm kind of angry, I ain't gonna lie. That's why and I got ADHD, so, like, I be, like, all over the place or whatever. Shit, I don't even remember where I was just at. But anyways, so, we was over there or whatever, but I live with my mama and stuff off and on, like I said. And I had my first apartment. So what happened was, the first time Jean got Brielle was me and my baby daddy, he got out of jail and stuff. I let him see his daughter. He was just crying, saying like he didn't feel like he had a relationship, because like before he went to jail, he had a relationship with Brielle. He would get her every single day, and me and him would alternate with that in the day. I would get Brielle in the afternoon after I got off work, so he would take the night shift so I can work the day shift. So I would have her all morning and through the afternoon, and then he'll get her at nighttime. He'll bring her back home. And sometimes she spent the night over there. I didn't mind, because I'm a mother that don't mind doing 50-50 if you're a great dad, you know. So that's what it was at the time. So me and him was getting to it. I told him I was gonna put him on child support, because like, you know, I need you to physically do for your child. Like, I know you got her, but he would leave her and go with leave her with his stepmom and go have sex with other women and do all that and be partying and all that. Why did you ask for this? Is after the fact he went out of jail. He wasn't doing that before, but you know, when he got out of jail, he changed. He didn't give a fuck no more. So then, like, I'm just like, nah, bro. Like, she would be safe though. She'll be with his mom and sister, and they was doing all the doing for him. But he was making so much money. Why wasn't you buying stuff yourself? Why is your mom and your sister having to do it? You know. And so I didn't really complain, because they literally gave me everything. I didn't have to get nothing for real. When she first came out, whatever, I had everything. And my mama did the rest as well. So anyways, long story short, Brielle lived with me. All my kids always lived with me. Like, I don't know, but there was a couple of times where they didn't, and that was just only for a very short amount of time. So he stole Brielle. He didn't give her back. He moved. When it was time for me to come get her, I told him she could stay with him for 1 month while I was moving into my apartment, because at that time I was only 17 years old. I was trying to move in my first apartment, get out of my mama's house and stuff. So, you know, I have a baby. It's time to, like, you know, be independent. So he was like, you know, like I said, got out of jail crying, saying he don't feel like she know him, and, you know, she be crying with him when he hold her and stuff. So he would like to have a relationship with her. I said, okay, you can get her for 1 month, but obviously I would still see my child within the time that he had her for the month and stuff, when I wasn't working or whatever. So I would see her every weekend and stuff for the month. And when it was time to give me her back, I came up there to go get her. He no longer lived there. His number was the same, but he kept blocking me. So then I was using so many people's numbers. He was just blocking everybody. I was making so many fake. That's how I found out about text now. I was making so many fake numbers, all that. He was blocking every single last one. So then he's like, he's taking me to court. You can see her when we go to court. So I didn't have my child for 2 months. Whole time I'm over here crying to Imogene Dent. Mind y'all, this is my blood sister. I'm crying to her, saying like, I don't know where she, like, cause she used to let him come over and see Brielle. We would do visits at her house sometimes, because my mom and dad would say like, hey, he got till 7-8 o'clock to visit her, and then after that, like, he would only get 1 hour to visit her at the time, because I was a minor. First of all, he was 19 years old. My mom and daddy didn't like that, and as well as my daddy had to go to work at 3 in the morning, and my mama had to wake up early too, so they had work, so they would go to bed around that time. So they was like, his cutoff visitation time would be 7. So sometimes I would spend the night at Imogene's house, so he could spend more time with her, because she'll let him stay for hours and stuff. And I thank her for that, you know. He'll be there till midnight, stuff like that, and then he'll leave or whatnot. So that's how that kind of played out or whatever. So anyways, they already had a cool relationship or whatnot, because she used to do that. So I'm over here crying to Jeannie and all that, like, I don't know where my daughter is. Like, he took my baby, he won't answer this. Like, he keep blocking me every time I call him. Wooty woo woo. And she's like, I'm sorry you going through this, Tay. Like, whole time, y'all, she had my child. She had my child, and he would just get her sometimes, because he worked. So he would get her sometimes out the day, but she was living with my sister for that 2 months. I didn't find out till years later, y'all. Not too long ago. Like, literally, not too long ago, my cousin told me. Because my cousin is best friends with my baby daddy. So he told me that she, in fact, knew about this the whole time. And I was angry at her. I addressed her. Even though it happened years ago, I addressed her about it. And she's saying she don't know what he talking about. Yeah, my family says that she My child was living with her. Whole time I'm over here crying and shit. And I got custody of my child, you feel me? And they was working together. My cousin told me they was working together. She tried to give him a deal that she would get custody of my child. That's why I didn't want my daughter to ever go with her when this case opened. But she said she'll get custody of my child and let him see her sometimes. Bye, bitch. Bye. You ain't gotta be in my shit. Bye, ho. Anyways, she'll get him sometimes or whatever. I mean, he can get her sometimes, and they alternate or whatever. And he was like, cool, I'm on it. Like, if y'all go watch his Facebook, y'all will see where he said he didn't mind having Brielle with my sister. Like, y'all can go see it even after the case is, like, they already recommended termination and stuff. And y'all can keep going and go look if y'all want to do y'all research. They always work together. And I can really expose the messages if y'all really want to see between me and my cousin. That's his best friend. What? Anyways, so she lived with my sister for 2 months. So then, there was another time where me and my mama got into it. She got Brielle. She got her for another month. I asked her, hey, you know, I'm trying to get my new place or whatever like that. At the time, I was living with my baby daddy's sister, the abuser. I ain't even gonna call him that no more because he ain't even been like that no more. But anyways, his name is, I'ma just say Rose. She was with, I was with Rose's sister. She was my best friend at the time. That's how I know my baby daddy and stuff. And so I didn't want my child to be living with us because she would have men in and out of her shit, like, and they be smoking weed. I don't play that shit. I don't smoke and shit, so you not about to be smoking around my child. And this is her house, so I can't tell her not to smoke. But what I can do is avoid my child from, you know, seeing and being around that. So I asked Imogene to go ahead and get her for that month, you know. And I got back on my feet, whatever. I went back to my mama's house. So I wasn't fully on my feet, but I went back to my mama's house. And after that month or whatever, Brielle came back home. And so, and y'all can go look at it or whatever on my Facebook if y'all don't believe me. But anyways, she came back, and then later on I got Section 8 and stuff. I ended up losing my Section 8, like I said, due to squatters breaking into my home. First time they tried to take me to court for domestic violence, and so they was trying to evict me. Y'all can go look on my OSCN and see that they tried to evict me. It got denied. A couple months later, they evicted me again because they told me, I told them, like, people breaking in my house, they living in my house, I want to get transferred. They said, we already transferred you because of domestic violence, so we can't transfer you again. Like, that's the rules. So I was like, well, what am I supposed to do? They say, well, what you can do is you can clean up the house, take everything out of it, give us the keys, we won't evict you. Well, I was telling them, I ain't touching that. They got drugs all up in that house. Like, they done stole all my property, whatever like that. Nah, bitch, I'm telling the story, bitch. Bye. You ain't gotta hear the point. See you later. Anyways, they done took all my property, everything like that, made this house as their own. I'm not touching none of that. They probably got drugs, everything, everywhere. I'm not about to risk my life. No, I'm not touching that. So that's how we started living in hotels and stuff. So they ended up evicting me, even though they said they wasn't. They told me to write a letter where I wanted to leave, give over the key, and then I talked to the supervisor. He said I ain't got to touch anything that they messed up because I had all the police reports, proof that I did not, you know, that they came and in fact destroyed my home. So, you know, that made me homeless or whatever. So I didn't have nowhere to go. I was living in and out of hotels. Y'all helped me, whatever. We'll do it. All right, we finna skip through all this other stuff because y'all already told y'all how they got put in the system, whatever. So just recently, this is what I just found out. I just found that this is what I need help with. I need somebody that knows knowledge about our rights with DHS. Who the higher ups I can go to over the judge. And I know I got an attorney, but he not working on that case. So I need to go on that case. I don't care about y'all reporting me, bitch. Bye. Anyways. So then, who I can go to report the judge. I am going to do a lawsuit on an unfair act of my trial. So I am going to do that. And I do have proof. Where I need to go, if y'all know about CASA, who I need to go to, because CASA is the reason why, her and Imogene is the reason why all this went left. I would have had my kids back for sure. I would have. They were provoking me to anger on purpose, and then using it against me in court, saying, oh, you see, she violent and stuff like that. When no, you gotta understand from her. And the crazy thing is, she's a mother. I am a mother first before anything. You feel me? I am a mother first before anything. Let me say that one more time. I am a mother first before anything. So if you're lying on my case with my family, trying to destroy my family, how do you think I'm going to respond? Over and over after being respectful, and you're lying on me. You're lying on me. And you're trying to destroy my family. I'm going to be defensive. I'm going to do the first thing that my instinct tells me is to protect, to guard. Period. Period. And y'all expect me, so a mother that is grieving, I just lost a child, my kids are in DHS, so I'm fighting for our life, our livelihood. Then you want to go do things to make me try to hit you. You want to try to use my kids against me. You want to lie on my case to get my kids taken. You won't leave off my case. You say you fear me so bad you think I'm going to put my hands on you. Why are you here then? You're a volunteer. You ain't got to stay on my case. You can go if you think I'm going to hit you. You feel me? So then you playing this game of, oh, I'm scared. Then you telling people that I'll pop up to their house and put my hands on them for no reason. I have a cousin that I don't even know. They told her that I'll be popping up at people's house and I will beat her up basically to try to take my kid. So she's scared. Mind you, I don't even know my cousin. They know this. I don't know her. So she won't give me no contact information, nothing. Because she's scared for her life. Also, I just found out, y'all know that my son was with my auntie, right? The baby that I just had a year ago, right? He's 1 year old. He's been with my auntie this whole time, right? Matter of fact, let me backtrack. This is what I'm angry about, y'all. This is why y'all see me cussing, yelling, whatever. My son, last year, I didn't have no placement for him immediately at the time, right? I didn't have no places for, so he went with a stranger. He went in a traditional home, which means he went with strangers, right? He was with a stranger for like 2 to 3 months of his life. Then my great auntie stepped up, got my son, right? She been having him since the whole time. When she got him, they approved her, whatever. This lady, she told them, you know, she's made a little sad story. The one who had him beforehand, like, I love him so much. Like, he helped me get through my mama dying and passing and stuff like that. Like, I don't want to fully be out of his life. Can I still see him? I told my auntie, I said, that is not a good idea. That is not a good idea. Because this lady seems attached to my son. And that later on, since she's doing better, obviously, she's a realtor and she's a lot of other things, and she has worked with DHS before. I said, they're going to try to use it against you later on. If you continue to let her see the baby, she's going to try to get my son full time. That's what I told her. I said, you could just ask my mom and dad to get the baby if you need breaks. She's like, well, I don't want to take that from her because she's saying she was really depressed and your son got her through it. Okay. I told her not to do it. So, all right, whatever. I'm on board. Whatever. If this woman really loved me, I saw she really loved my son. I said, cool. It don't seem like she don't know weirdo stuff. They were alternating. So my auntie have her, and then she'll get my son Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, bring him back, right? My auntie have her Monday through Thursday. Okay. So nobody told me this. I've been asking about updates on my kids because my rights have not been terminated. I have a right to know what's going on with my case still. Nobody's telling me nothing. They be like, oh, your kid's doing good. They took my son from my auntie. They took him out of her custody. Y'all want to know why? They said my auntie was too old to have him, which is illegal. That's discrimination. My auntie's not too old. She's in perfect shape, and for a living, she is a daycare worker, so she works with kids already. So then they try to say, oh, well, it's not your age. She having health problems. My auntie ain't got health problems. What health problems do my auntie have? So then they knock on her door telling her, another family member told me this, telling her that they gonna take my son. Right? She's like, no, I need to see paperwork that he gotta go. Alright. They didn't even tell her she had court, so she missed the court date, so that's why they trying to take her. Right? So then they redo the court and find out the lady that had him before, the stranger, she's trying to adopt my son. So she was using my auntie. She was tricking my auntie the whole time so she can adopt him. Mind you, this woman, my family member told me not to reach out to her. I reached out to her anyway. I told her my son will be somewhere else. He will be with another family member. He's not going to stay with you. He will be, I will be requesting that change. First of all, because I got a big ass family. So this not the only family that I got. You feel me? But you're not about to trick us into keeping my son, no. And the crazy thing is, I was willing to work with her, but she's already picked a side. So anyways, what happened was, the lady, like, my auntie, like, he needs to stay with people of his color. And so they try to say, oh, she prejudiced. How is she prejudiced? For saying that my son needs to stay with family and somebody that is our skin complexion. And if my auntie was prejudiced, then why would she continue to let this lady see my son? And she been watching me on Facebook, y'all. She watches me on TikTok, y'all. She reached out to me and stuff. When I was stuck in Illinois, she was saying, oh, she'll buy a ticket and everything. She been sending me pictures of my son and all that, then complaining to DHS that I asked if my parents can go to my son's birthday party. She said no, because it's other people there that's that don't like my parents. And I'm like, who? Because my parents don't get into it with nobody. So I find out it's my auntie and I'm a Gene Dent and stuff like that. They don't want her there at the party. Ain't this supposed to be about the baby? Shouldn't he know his grandparents? Since when has an auntie been more important than the grandparents? Bitch, y'all is out y'all rabbit ass minds. The auntie ain't never been more important than the grandma and the grandpa that wants to be in their life, that will do any and everything for the grandkids. So she tell my parents they uninvited, they can't come. So then she gonna make a whole thing about to DHS and tell them that, and then I guess my auntie got in trouble. So they already picked their side. She's saying she don't want to be in it, and I'm like, okay, I'm understanding, which I was. But then now that I think about it, you picked a side, bitch. You tricked my auntie into trying to adopt my son. So then they tell my auntie said she want to continue to adopt my son. They say, well, it's going to take up to 2 years to adopt. So it's not going to be right away. Okay, well, he's already in my auntie's home. So then they go tell this lady, she said, well, I want to adopt him. They said that she didn't say nothing. She didn't say nothing. I mean, the judge didn't say nothing when she said she wanted to adopt my son. Mind you, I was told that my whole family was in court. And I got a big ass family that was in court. Hold on, wait. Bop. Pause. They told me they went knocking on my auntie door telling her, we taking your, your nephew, basically. Or whatever. She's like, no. They ain't tell her about the court date. They're supposed to tell her 2 weeks in advance. They did not tell her nothing. They didn't tell her, right? So she missed court, like I said. She come to find out that I'm a Gene Dent, which is my sister, had the court papers, excuse me, had the court papers, knowing that my auntie had court, but nobody else had access to that. Not even my own auntie, and it's her court date. Ain't she supposed to be worried about Brielle? Why is she worried about my son? So she say my whole family came. My auntie invited my whole family. They all came. My grandma, my aunties, my cousins, my, you know, her grandkids, all that other stuff, right? She say that my sister went to go talk to the CASA lady that's working against me. Whispers, a family member saw her whisper something to the CASA worker, right? The CASA worker went to the judge, slipped him a note. They kicked my whole family out of the courtroom. They kicked my whole family out of the courtroom. So it left just my auntie and everybody that was against her, which I'm a Jean. Oh, my auntie told me also, speaking of attorney, she told me she was calling the attorney trying to figure out like why they trying to take my son from her. Cause you know they ain't got no reason to take him. He healthy. She take him to his appointments. Everything she does, she follows everything. They said the whole time. Look here. This the plot twist. They all working together. Her attorney that's supposed to be representing my son's attorney that's supposed to be helping my auntie or whatever. He not answering the phone. She said when she got the court, that same attorney was representing the lady that's trying to adopt my son. I'm a genius. The reason why they trying to take my son out of the home, which they have no reason to. She told them that my auntie is sick and my auntie is not sick. No, she don't want my son. I'm gonna explain that here in a minute. So then, all this, I was told that they were all laughing at my auntie when she was saying, you know, y'all have no reason to take him out of my home. Why are you trying to take him out of my home? You know, there's no reason to. My age has nothing to do with it. And then she said the judge agreed that age don't have nothing to do with it. So then they trying to say she's sick and stuff. So then they all laughing at her, and she said she was talking to him and he was doing the same thing he do to me. He wasn't listening. He was acting like he can't hear her. And then I'm thinking, I'm putting two and two together. He kicked everybody out the courtroom, so there's no witnesses of how bad they treat my auntie like they do me. And then my auntie went in the family group chat and told my other family, extended family that wasn't there. She said, y'all, I lost the case today. I lost the case today due to somebody in the family. She said my sister messaged in the group chat and was calling her out her name, cussing her out. Mind y'all, my auntie is 70 years old and my sister cussing her out. So they should show that. Saying that I'm inappropriate cussing. Look at this bitch. They said they told her at the birthday party, on my son's birthday party, they said my auntie said your mom and dad should be showing up soon. Or whatever, and she threw a whole fit. They said she could feel the heat from her skin, how angry she was. She's like, why would you bring her here? All that. So they said she was yelling, making it about her. And then she told my daughter and her kids, let's go, let's leave, let's go. And then she started yelling at the lady that's trying to adopt my son and stuff, saying like, why would you invite my parents here or whatever like that. And then the lady saying basically, it ain't about you, it's about your son, and I didn't invite her. I said they not welcome to come. Yeah. I'm telling you, she being used by the enemy. She better hope that she get it together for her soul. Her soul is literally on the line. I've been praying for my sister that whatever spirit is attached to her, that it leave, because she evil. Hold on, but look, listen. So, whole time, I'm a Jean set up my son to get kicked out of my auntie home. Mind y'all, my two boys, they're with their great grandma right now, right? And they been with her. They trying to remove my sons out of their great grandma home, put them in their grandmother's home, the one who called DHS in the first place, because she don't like me. Listen here. I need y'all to listen. She does not like me. She don't want me to be around my kids. So they know she don't like me. They're trying to take her from a perfectly good home and put her in a home where this bitch is mentally ill in the head. I mean, she's the one who raised the abuser. So what? This bitch is violent. This bitch is delusional. This bitch is crazy. She fights people. She kicks people's door down, even though it's not reported through the police. She has, and I've literally heard the stories while it was going on, and the boyfriend being there present where she whooping their ass because she a big ass woman. But you telling me y'all have to bring another abusive person in the home when I'm not even abusive? You telling me you're gonna take kids out of a perfectly good home and put them with somebody that's mentally unstable? So look, I'm a genius. Worked all this together to get my kids all in separate homes. They all in separate homes. Like I told y'all, they told my cousin that I will pop up to her house and fight her. Yep, the sister that be on TikTok. Y'all tell her, y'all write in her comments, that's a damn shame. Say something. It's IMOGENE Dent. DENT. Cause I'm the one who brought the bitch to light. I should have never did it. But anyways, and if you was watching and you was a true Taya fan, well, not fan, supporter, then you know that I put her on. But anyways, but she denied that though. But this is the thing, y'all. This is the whole point of telling y'all this. She has a thing with me. She knows that I'm not going to kiss her ass. I did apologize 2 to 3 times. I'm not apologizing no more. I done popped my shit again because I apologized and she said she was sorry too, and then the whole time she's still doing shit behind closed doors, you know. So like, a snake will always be a motherfucking snake. She the snake in the garden, period. That's who she remind me of. The snake that convinced, well, Satan that convinced Eve to bite the apple. That is literally her. She is very deceiving. So the thing about her is, again, she will make her allegiance. She don't like you, she will literally do everything to have everybody. It don't matter. It could be you. Y'all could be cool. Y'all fall out, she gonna have everybody disliking you. She gonna say this. Yep, that's my child. So yeah, she's evil. Y'all need to know that. Very evil. And the fact she's talking about my kid when she murdered her kid, she's not gonna talk about that either. And I probably shouldn't be talking about that, but for real, she rolled over on my nephew when she was younger and stuff. But then saying that I'm a bad parent. I ain't ever rolled over on my kids. I ain't never, and I know that was an accident, but I ain't never killed none of my kids. I ain't never harmed none of my kids. But you have. And yes, I'm gonna go there. And yes, that's low, but it is what it is. She was letting people abuse my nephew when he was alive. I was only 8, 10, something like that. She's 12 years older than me. That is murder. That is murder. If you roll over a kid, because the doctors tell you when you have your kid, do not sleep in the bed with your children because you can roll over on them and they can die. So how is that not murder? If the doctors tell you after you give birth, do not sleep with your children. Do they not tell y'all that? Anybody that's a mother, do doctors not tell y'all that? That can happen. Do they not tell you that? Please tell me that. So how is that not murder? If you rolled over on your kid and your baby is not breathing no longer because of your fat ass is on him and he can't breathe no more, he's squished, then what the fuck is that? Please tell me. My nephew was not here because of her. What? We had too many secrets. I'm tired of family secrets, bro. I don't care. People can say I love my nephew. I loved my nephew. I was only a kid taking care of my nephew. Me and my siblings working hard to take care of my nephew, bro. You feel me? And then you want to say I'm a bad parent? When you literally murdered my nephew, bro, he's no longer here because of you, bitch. What do you mean? And then when he was here on Earth, bro, like, I'm so sorry, but when he was here on Earth, bro, you was so worried about your life, twerking, going to clubs, niggas that you didn't care who he was with. You didn't care who he was with. The lady that she had at the daycare, y'all, she would smoke cigarettes really bad. He already had health problems when he came into this world. His heart stopped, when she had him. He had to be transported on the airplane, the helicopter, to another hospital and stuff. You feel me? And the lady was smoking all the time. Cigarettes. And I remember this as a kid, 8 years old, y'all. Smoking cigarettes and shit. House smells very dangerous to even be in. And then when she would pick him up from daycare, he had pinch marks, bite marks all on him. But you still got this bitch watching my nephew, but you say I'm a bad parent. I'm a family member. She don't fuck with some of our family members because our family said when she was living with my auntie, she would have my nephew in the closet and with the door closed while she out there doing whatever. Fucking you talking about I'm a bad parent, bitch. Bitch, let's really expose you. I'm tired of being quiet. I'm tired of people trying to defame my character when they really fucked up. This bitch used to abuse me. This bitch brought domestic violence in my fucking life. My own parents didn't even expose domestic violence, and you did. Her current husband that she married to now, that was domestic as fuck, bro. I done watched them fucking have meat tenderizers chasing him down the street while you supposed to be watching us. And you out here chasing him down the street because he cheating. And you cheating, bitch. Running. They done took us to the fair where we found the bitch. She done beat the bitch so bad she took the bitch phone. We had to go back down there and she gonna beat the bitch up again.